Alright, if you guys saw my last video where I was talking about my center motor mount being potentially bad, or I'm pretty positive it is. So basically I'm just going to try and just uninstall this and see if I can't do it just as is on the car. So whenever it went bad, it kind of shifted to where the Torx bit was like down towards the bottom. So all I've done so far is just jack the engine up, and I'm gonna start by taking this loose since that goes into the brace for the block. So that'll be out of the way, and then after that, and that's a T55 Torx bit, by the way. After that, there's a bolt on each corner of the plate, and there's one on the other side on the bottom you can't see. So I'm just going to start by taking the Torx bit out and then loosening the 4 corner bolts, and I'm hoping that it will just kind of slide down out of the way. I kind of assume it will, but I don't know. So as I go, I'll keep you updated. So that's what we're doing so far. The main thing I was concerned about, I figured that they didn't design it this way, and luckily they didn't. So this bolt just barely comes out right here. This is the top one that's closest to the front, and it will barely come out before it hits the this metal brace or whatever it's called. I don't know the specific name. So that was my main concern. They are all half-inch sized heads, and that's the closest one to hitting anything else. Everything else, it kind of has an opening. So just gonna continue taking that out, and we'll see what the damage was on that mount once I get it out. One of the first things that you want to do is, as well, you get up under here, take a 15mm wrench up on your tensioner. Sorry for the fingers. Right there you can see the tensioner, and I've already taken mine off, but you want to take your serpentine belt off, and if you put a wrench on that and pry, you can see that moves. You can slip your serpentine belt off, and that will allow you to get that out of the way, so you won't have another obstacle to get your stuff out around. So that's a main thing that you want to do first before you start taking everything else apart. Guys, this is the 3rd day I've been filming this video, so bear with me if it's been kind of all over the place. I saw a video on how to do this on a regular neon, and if you guys know, regular neons or 2nd-gen neons and Srt4s are kind of the same, but there's a little bit different application on certain ones. So I'll just walk you through what I've done so far. The power steering pump is completely loose from where it's supposed to be. So the reason why you have to do that, this whole aluminum, or maybe not aluminum, I'm not sure what it is, but that whole big bracket right there has to come out so you can get the motor mount out. Well, the power steering pump bolts in right here through this back side, and you can't really see that well, but there's 3 13mm bolts that are right back in there, and so you have to take those out in order to get the pump loose. And then there's also 3 bolts in this bracket. You can see that one back there. There's one I've already taken out right there, and then another one down there, and those are all 15mm bolts. And also I had to take the upper mount apart, or off, so that's sitting over there. And then also you want to take the lower motor mount off as well, and that's so you can move the engine up and down, because we're gonna need to fish this thing out, and once we fish that out, we have to get this motor mount out. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do that. Once again, I'm filming by myself, so I'm gonna do that off camera and show you the comparison of the old and the new motor mount. And I think I already said that before. This video is all sorts of weird, but I just want to make sure to document it. So I ended up having to take the timing cover off because it was getting binded up right here on all these pegs. So that was stuck inside like the timing there. So if you take that out, there's three 8mm or Phillips head bolts, one right there, one right there, and then there's another one you can't really see. It's back in there, you can feel it. But now we'll take a look at how bad mine was. So that came out completely when I took the bolt off. As you can tell, the rubber is just gone. And here's the new solid one. So hopefully that wasn't like too hard to follow along. I know it was really all over the place, but now I'm just gonna try and put everything back together. I've been trying to put this car back together for like the last few days, and I have not had good luck because I just haven't been able to figure it out yet. But today everything has went okay. I'm just gonna start hopefully throwing everything back together. So friendly reminder, before you go and put this back on, don't forget to put this timing cover back on like I did. I didn't get anything like set in stone, but I was like, oh crap, I forgot. So don't forget to do that. Once you put this on, after you've got this fished in there, I went ahead and put this back on and tightened it before I tightened this down just in case. So pretty much this top bolt right here, you can kind of line it up and see through the timing where that goes, and then these other two bolts, the bottom ones, they kind of went in okay, but then just make sure you slowly tighten each one until they're right, obviously. And then our next point as well is to go ahead and put this power steering pump back into place. So hopefully I can get that boy lined up. And again, you know, it's kind of hard to film while fixing things, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright guys, I know I said it already, but the video is all over the place. Car was down for like 2 weeks. Had a weird issue with the wheel bearing as well. So in the middle of me filming this video, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna replace my wheel bearing. Needed to figure out the tools I needed and everything like that. So completely spaced filming the rest of this. So after the last clip you saw, I pretty much just put my serpentine belt back on after the power steering pump, and put the axle and everything back in, and that was pretty much it to that. So if you were able to watch the whole thing, congrats to you. Because me watching it, I was like, dude, you didn't know what you're doing. But still got somewhat of the video filmed, still in category to what's been happening in the car. So next video will be me cleaning up the wastegate, getting the cowl cut and installed back on the car. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.